It was nice getting the animals settled in. I'd love to get back to working on building the house, but since we've been living here now for just over a year, the routine maintenance tasks are starting to pile up, along with a few issues that need addressed. Okay, working on our Rinnai water heater. We installed this, it's been over a year now, and we noticed recently that there's been a kind of a humming noise. And last night Natalie was taking a shower, so I came down here and look. I already took the screws off and everything. And there's a motor right in here, the blower motor. And I'm 99% sure that blower motor is what's making the noise. So it could be a couple things. It could be the motor's going out and the bearing's going bad. But I'm hoping most likely that the fins inside just have collected dust and stuff like that, and that the if I take that motor out, then I can clean the fins and it'll be okay. I need to go ahead and flush this too, so I may do that today as well. Because it's been a year, it's supposed to do it every 6 months to a year. So I'm overdue for flushing this as well as flushing the boiler inside the house. So maybe do that at the same time while I have everything set up. Okay, Natalie's upstairs. She's gonna go ahead and turn it on so we can hear the noise that it's making. So that humming noise, you can hear the fan noise, that's normal. It's just a lot louder than it usually is. And we can actually hear it upstairs in the bathroom. So we know that something's going on with that fan. It's clearly coming. I can actually put my finger on it. I can feel the vibration. Okay, I got the fan out, and well, dirt is one thing, but we have wasps. So mud daubers or something. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, probably 5 wasps in there. It's like maybe a fly right there, a fly right there. So the blades actually look really good. They're not dusty or anything like I thought they would, but it appears that the vibration is potentially because the squirrel cage here is out of balance because of all the bugs in there. So I'll get that cleaned out, put it back in, and see if that fixed the problem. So I got it cleaned out, and one thing I noticed is right there is a weight. So this is a balanced wheel. So it shows you that this tiny little metal clip right there, you can see the back end of it right there, that's very small. So that shows you how precise this wheel was balanced, and had those bugs in there. I'm almost certain that's what was causing it. So hopefully, because it ran like that, it continually got worse over the winter. We're in springtime now, so hopefully I didn't damage the bearings inside here. I don't have to replace this motor. We'll get it put back together and check. One thing to note too before I put this back on is that you have this inner bracket here, and then your motor screws onto that bracket. I thought I could take out these 3 screws on the motor and pull it out, but of course it won't because of the squirrel cage here. So I'm going to go ahead, and while it's out, it'd be a little bit easier to go ahead and put these 3 screws back in, and then put it in as one piece, just screwing in the bracket from the back. So if anyone's doing this in the future or watching this video, you do not have to take out the 3 screws that hold the motor into the bracket. Just take the bracket screws out. So I'm sure a lot of people know this already, but you can magnetize your screwdriver, just like I've done here. So it'll hold the screw on there, which is really convenient when you're trying to reach through all those wires. So a couple ways you can do this is I can take the magnet and just hook it on to the screwdriver like that, and then it will transfer the magnet, what you call the magnetism through to the end. Sometimes that works, but sometimes the distance is too far, your magnet's not strong enough. So you can take your magnet and just rub it on the end like that, and that will magnetize the metal. So for example, of course this one was just sitting next to it, now it's holding it, but just rubbing it like that, and then it will magnetize it. Okay, we got it all put back together. I'm hoping one thing I forgot to do is when I had the motor out was to actually vacuum inside there, because there may be more bugs on the intake. But Natalie's upstairs. I'll go ahead and get her to turn on and see if it's better. Guessing the beeping is not good. Okay, I looked up what code 34 is, and it is a, there we go, combustion air temperature sensor fault. Check for restrictions in airflow around the unit and vent terminal. Check sensor wires for damage. Measure resistance of sensor, clean sensor. So I'm pretty sure, I'm not sure where this sensor is, but I can almost bet that when I took that out, like I said, I didn't vacuum out the inside of the squirrel cage box, so there's probably a pretty good chance there's more bugs in there. And I could have messed that sensor up. So we'll turn this off, and I'll go ahead and take it back apart, see if I can figure out what I did wrong. Well, this is why it's important to keep your instructions. So here's the parts list. And then I found on the back right there is the error code that I'm getting. That says combustion air sensor fault. And you'd think that on the parts list they would say combustion air sensor, but actually it is listed as inlet air thermistor. So anyways, I found it. It is right there. So there's the fan that I took out, and right there is that little sensor, plugs in right next to the fan. So where I screwed up at, turn the light on here. So right there is that sensor, and you can see that I put my screw in right over it. So I'm hoping I didn't break that wire, but obviously it's shorted out, and that's why I'm getting that error. So I'll take that out. Hopefully it's not going to be a big deal, and I can pull that out, and then hopefully it's not going to be damaged. If it is, I can take the have some little tiny connectors that will work great for a small wire like that. They're actually like a phone line connectors. Get them off the shelf at Home Depot. I've used those quite a lot. So those really tiny wires like network cables and things, those work perfect for thermostat wire. So I hope I didn't damage that, but I really need to take it apart anyway so I can vacuum out the inside of the unit as well. I'm sure there's more bugs in there. went ahead and took the whole sensor out and looking at it, and if you can see right there, you can see the metal inside the wire. So I'm sure it just ground it out, but the wire looks to be intact. So I'm actually just going to wrap a little bit of electrical tape around this and call it good. Okay, so got everything put back together here. I went ahead and vacuumed the intake out. Although there really wasn't anything in there, it seems like back behind where the fan is, there's a low spot that probably catches any debris, or is supposed to catch any debris that may come in. I got the sensor put back together. I turned it on. I'm not getting an error code, so we'll see if it works. And it's doing nothing. I got an error code 61. Oh, okay. Error code 61. Combustion fan. Oh, I didn't plug the combustion fan in. Forgot that. Okay, do it again. There we go. So the vibration is definitely still there. So I'm pretty sure that with the squirrel cage being off, it's out of balance now, and that's what it's doing. So we're probably just going to have to deal with that until the fan breaks, really. Till the bearings go out in it, so we're just going to have a hum from here on out. But at least we know what it is. I've corrected the bugs that were in there, what was causing it in the first place, but I think we're pretty much going to have to be stuck with that vibration, and hope it doesn't cause any other damages. I'll go ahead and look at how much a motor costs, and maybe buy one just to have it on hand for when this one does go out. But we'll go ahead and flush the system. Do my routine maintenance on that, and it'll be done.